This is Sam from Old Barn Tannery. A little bit ago we shot a video on how we cut our horns off to fit these OTS style brain cavities on these mannequins. I tell you, once you get used to it, they're just simply amazing. So I'm going to take you through how we do it here in our shop. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Maybe you can catch an idea, one or two of what, something you think that you might want to adapt into your policies. But just some things that we're going to use. I've always kept a skull that I actually cut off tight and then had it beetle clean. So I got this for reference in my shop. It does some amazing things for different references. I mean, you can see where your canal is and your eye orbits and stuff. And you can see this is not the horns we cut off in that video, but you can see what I'm talking about. We leave about a ½ inch of that eye orbit and stuff on there, so we kind of know where that's at when we go getting ready to put this thing together. But anyhow, typically I'd have my cape and we'd have it prepped, and I'd have that measurement also. But I've put these black marks on here where we're going to actually cut this thing off. If you get looking at this with this brain cavity, and you take your reference. I mean, you don't have to do this every time. You'll get where you just know, but I'm just kind of showing you. You know where that ear canal's at right there. You kind of line that up, and you see about where that eye orbit starts right here. And I've already got my cut marked, actually. I did that a little bit in advance. I cheated on y'all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this cut first, and then after looking in there, I see about where this cut needs to be made, so I'm going to make this cut second. And once I get those cuts made, I'm going to turn over here to my sander, and I'm going to sand just a little bit off both sides, because this brain's just a little bit big. And I should have grabbed a little bigger form. I think this is off a little bigger deer than this. But I can show you what you need to do if you do run into this problem. I'm going to sand a little bit off the sides, and then what I'm going to do is start fitting that in there, and then I can sand off the bottom to get that to fit. But let me get this cut real quick. Typically I wouldn't be doing this in my showroom, but you probably don't want to see my workroom. I'm not real clean back there. Alright, I got my initial cuts down. Kind of give you an idea where we're coming in at here. So we're starting to fit really pretty nice about where we're going to want to be. So now I'm going to take it to my sander, and I'm going to sand just a little bit there, a little bit off the sides, and then I'll show you how we get that sanded in on the bottom so it'll fit nice. Again, I usually don't do this in my showroom, but I'm looking at this thing. I know about the angle because I've got my reference. We'll start sanding that down like that. test fit over here. Yeah, we're really close. Take a little more off the sides. Okay, so now you can see we're starting to get right in there where we want to be. I grab my skull again, put that, well, we're really close. Now if we had our measurement off of our hide, we'd actually have a good measurement from the back of the eye to up underneath that burr. I mean, some people go 2.5 fingers. I mean, I know there's all kind of rules of thumb, but you can see this is fitting pretty nice. Now at this point, I think I would take just a smidge more off the front. I'm going to tuck it in just a little bit more. At this point, as tight as that fits, you wouldn't have to mache that. In our shop, I'm going to show you how we do mache because I want everybody to see that. But I mean, you can see you can set the screws at this point, and this thing's going to be nice and tight. That's what I love about these forms. But I am going to take just a smidge more off the front of this, and I'm going to mix up some mache and show you how I do that. So just stay with me. Again, if I had my hide and I had measurements, I wouldn't be Hail Mary this. I could just look at it until I think it's a little bit too far back. And I could tell I cut that a little bit of an angle. I just square that up with this. Yeah, it's starting to be right there where I kind of like them to be. So now I'll show you what we do. I just usually set my horns down. I got just some regular mache, piece of cellophane, and I put the cellophane in here. And mix up my mache. I like it a little thick. About the consistency of a chunky peanut butter. You want about a tennis ball size. You can see, started with that. This is how you keep your consistency. You just add to it, because I always get it too wet in the beginning. Okay, so what I got there, you can see it's about consistency of a thick dough, maybe about the size, a little bit smaller than a tennis ball. Put it in that brain cavity. I don't want to get mache all over my horns, so I take off my gloves at this point. Just kind of get that in there where it kind of. So I'm just filling that up and getting that square. Now here's my trick that I do, and I don't know if I'm sure a lot of other guys do it, gals. Just wrap that cellophane around there nice and tight. them horns squared up just the way I want them. And I just pull that off. You can see what I got there. And then I just set that over on the floor and I let that kick as I'm getting everything else ready. So once I got everything ready and my hide's on, everything, that thing's kicked up, set up really good. Pull that cellophane off, it just fits in there like a key. I mean, you just can't beat it. Typically I don't have to take a whole lot off the sides of those skulls. This form's a little bit smaller than what that deer was, so of course the skull width is not going to be quite as wide. But if you do get into the case where you got to take a little bit off, you see what we use. We just use a sanding machine. I don't know how anybody can get by without that Craftsman bandsaw. I mean, we use it every day in the shop. So hope this was some good ideas for you. I know it's kind of one-on-one stuff, but I have a lot of people ask me about this. And once you get used to this, and it don't take you as long as this video takes. Once you're used to it, it's literally a 5-minute deal. I mean, you cut, you sand, and you're ready to go. So hope y'all have a good day.